Nice job, Jake.
Yes,
Yeah,
There it is.
champ.
so impressive.
It.
Congrats, man. Nice work. Congrats to you too, Hector. You guys are
Congrats, man.
amazing.
What an effort. How's it feel to be done, Jake?
Excellent.
How'd you feel when you knew that you only had to go one more?
Well, I didn't think he was going to make it on that last one, but
Mm.
a victory lap, and I didn't want to run at 6.5, so I cranked it up to 8 just to get it done.
Jake, you were supposed to be running this weekend at the Dome and working towards a 24-hour goal, and kind of that got thrown out the window somewhat recently. So tell us about jumping into this one. What made you want to do that? And tell us about the day and yesterday and today.
Yeah, I had taken off work this week to get out there. The race was actually going to be on Thursday, so I was going to head out there like probably Tuesday, then run the race and then come back. And once we found out it was canceled, we ended up making plans to go up to Big Bear for a couple days before. And I was just this just happened to fall like perfectly because there was no other races going on nearby. So it was just like, this was just like perfect. It just worked out so well. And so, yeah, we had the little vacation up in Big Bear, and then we came back, and it was just, perfect way to end the weekend and to end vacation.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Jake, just quickly, mate. Did it look as easy as what you made it look? Because did it feel as easy as what you made it look? Because honestly, like, you felt pretty in control throughout your whole run. Your splits were really consistent, and you were in control of your pace and your cadence and everything like that. From everything we saw, was there any periods where internally you were fighting anything, or was it just, did you feel good?
Yeah, the biggest thing was the heat out here. Yesterday wasn't too bad, and I knew, these things don't get interesting until after 24 hours. So it was just basically mentally getting myself prepared to just get through it no matter what it looked like. And, running that first night, I knew it was going to suck, and it was just, you just zone out, do what you got to do. And then when the sun came up, I got, a little bit of energy back. And then by probably like 10, 11, 12, I was just struggling. It was just got so hot in there. It seemed like, I don't think I peed so much during the race ever. I was just putting fluids down as much as I could, and just, it seemed like every like 2 or 3 miles I was having to go to the bathroom. So
Jake, how would you compare and contrast this with your other races that have gone, quote, beyond 100, when you talk about things such as the 24-hour World Championships or Desert Solstice? I guess, how is this a different beast when it comes to dealing with that, 100 miles and beyond kind of landscape?
Well, I think the hardest thing with these races is the downtime. I mean, it was hard to figure out, do I run, faster and then have more downtime, or run, slower than what I would normally want to run, and to just try to link all the miles together. And after talking to Pat, he was just like, he sees what I normally run on my easy days. He's just like, run whatever pace you do on your easy days normal. I make sure you're not going over like 130 on your heart rate, which I checked, that one time. I was doing a lot of like nasal breathing just to make sure I wasn't, my heart rate wasn't getting up. And it's basically just, the downtime that you're mentally, that takes it out of you. It felt good to get done, but then you're like sitting and waiting for everybody. And you're like, did I run that too fast? Am I burning like energy that I should be saving later on? So I was just basically running by feel. And I mean, you could tell, my paces over the whole race, they slowly got, slower. But
Well, you did slow down a little bit. There was one lap though that I kind of wanted to ask you about. A little bit late, mile 135, you decided to throw down a 7:49 out of nowhere. What was that all about? What brought that one on?
that was basically the same thing I did with that 620 mile early on in the race. It was just, I wanted to mix it up. That's something that Camille Herron does a lot in her races. You know, when you start feeling low, you just haul ass for a little while, and you know, it helped. I mean, you get the blood going, you know, you kind of get out of that funk of the same pace over and over again, especially when you're on the treadmill, because you just lock into that pace and you feel like, I mean, I'm sure for you guys, it felt like, you know, I heard you guys say Groundhog's Day just over and over and over again, the same thing. So, yeah, I was just trying to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, there was definitely a stretch of the race where you and Hector and Buck were like clockwork. It was like, okay, Jake was going to come in between 8:30 and 9. Hector was going to come in between 9:30 and 10, and Buck was going to come in between 10 and 10:15. Typically, it was it seemed like a long time that the three of you just
seeing that every single time. It was like, what's going on here? Nobody's breaking at all. It's just, especially Buck running outside like that the whole time. That's inspiring right there, to do that and have the same pace every single loop. That's crazy.
When you were running on your treadmill in your garage, what were you looking at?
Just a screen. I was listening to podcasts mostly. I had some Metallica and Bad Religion playing for a while there yesterday. And then I got the idea to put on the Goggins book, you know, later on when I was kind of struggling.
How much time do you have left in the Goggins book?
I already was in about an hour into it. So it was like the end of when he was getting into buds. And I think he was just getting into his ultra running stuff when we stopped. So there's probably about an hour left. And it was a lot of, you know, what he was saying, like, don't let your mind, you know, get to you. You got to power through this stuff. Exactly the things that I was needing to hear at the right time.
Yeah.
So
it seems like this type of a race is all about patience. Did you feel, because in a normal event, I mean, you would run 100 miles way quicker. So like, how did you handle that and trying to stay patient through it?
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, I knew just the first 24 hours is going to be boring, you know, you just had to get through it. And then once the sun got up and, you know, people started trickling out, you know, I don't know. You just, like I said, you just keep doing the same thing over and over again. If it's working, just don't mess with it too much. So.
And in your head, like how long were you prepared to go, as long as it took?
It changed. It really did. I came inside a few times and I was like, I'm so hot. I want to stop. I want to get to like 120 and then, you know, kill it. And then it was like, okay, well, let's get to 130. And then towards the end right now, you know, when Hector was kind of struggling a little bit, I was like, dude, just stop already. Like, why do you keep going? Like, driving me nuts right now. So I was really hoping to get 150, you know, just trying to get in, you know,
get that number.
That. I don't know. If he just looked strong, who knows how long we could have went. It's crazy.
Well, you definitely looked strong. Like that's why I asked the question I asked, because it was just, you know, sometimes there's a bit of gamesmanship and you're trying to,
yeah,
you know,
there was a little bit of that going on, where I was trying to get done ahead of him just so he could see that I was done every single time. So
that was actually what I was going to ask about. We briefly touched upon that during our discussions with Jamil and Anthony and Tony when we were talking about their version of the last person standing event. I guess, you know, how do you know, when it comes to trying to figure out your mental game versus when it became a heads up game, you know, what were you trying to accomplish, and you know, just to kind of convey that you were feeling strong at that point?
Yeah, I mean, I remember what Maggie Goodrill was doing. She was the first one out. She would sprint off the line, and she said that she was doing that on purpose just to intimidate everybody. And I think part of it, that 7:20, you know, mile that I ran so late, that was kind of like a little bit like, I'm here to go, you know, we can go all night. I can run this. We're going to go all night. So
I love it.
It's just like, any race where, you know, when you go to pass somebody who's up in the front, you don't want to be huffing and puffing when you go past them. You want to be just like breathing nice and clean and no problem at all. You know, I guess it's just one of those things that I've kind of picked up racing. You know, there's a lot of intimidation, I guess, up front with some of these races. It's weird.
He does that in the 24-hour races.
Yeah.
And people are like, what is wrong with this guy? He's smiling. He's talking to everybody. He's coming in a good mood. And it messes with people, but he's seriously in that good mood. So he's not doing it consciously. You know, it's just,
Yeah, I've seen Jake looking and feeling good, you know, 160 miles, you know, completed in the course of a day. I mean, I remember seeing him at Desert Solstice in 2018. And one of the things that amazed me is that he wouldn't quit smiling after that race. He was loving life. He looked like he was feeling just fine. So, you know, congratulations on a job well done.
Jake, would you consider doing something like this again? And is there anything that you would change going into another format just like this?
I don't know if I'd want to do one virtually. Maybe at across the years would be more fun. I'm kind of over these long virtual things, you know. Yeah. This just happened to just fall perfectly into an open spot in my schedule. So, yeah, I'm going to take a couple weeks off, and then it'll be back to hopefully getting ready for desert. So,
Right on.
and it was a good excuse to come and see you guys because, you know, we love you guys, and you're our most favorite racing company, and you guys just are wonderful. So, hopefully we get to see you guys in person soon.
Always. And yeah, Jake, we're looking forward to Desert Solstice. I have a feeling that with the way things have happened this year in terms of a lot of people having their race plans throttled, that obviously that's why you were doing this as opposed to 6 days in the Dome. I have a feeling, a sneaking suspicion that the Desert Solstice field is going to be the most on fire field we've ever seen for that kind of event, because everybody's going to feel like this is their chance to actually go and run a high level event.
Yeah. And isn't it, I think if Worlds happens next year, I think it's the last event to qualify for the team too. So yeah, I'm expecting if it happens, it's going to be crazy. There'll be some fast people out there.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. I'm looking forward to it. So.
And with that, Jamil, I think you have an award to present to our last standing.
Yep. So here you go. We will be sending this out to you, Jake. Our first ever Lone Mountain last person standing.
Can I keep the bottle opener?
Yeah, you can destroy that.
I was going to say, I want to see a picture of him taking a hammer to it.
Sledgehammer, just throw down. Boom.
So congratulations.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I want to take a trip on your helipad loop, though, one of these days.
Heck
now,
yeah.
Fixed up, looking good.
We'll fly in. If we had a chopper, we would. We'd just come pick you up, you know?
Do the next one on the helipad.
oh my gosh, I'm imagining like a toy helicopter.
So we're definitely going to have to do another one of these. But yeah, like you guys said, man, I'd love to do one of these in person and participate myself as well. It's so fun.
Well, hopefully when things get back to normal, we'll have the opportunity to do it, because I think that this format has a lot of untapped potential in terms of not only spectator value, but even strategy as well.
Thank you guys, everyone. I don't know if we have any other questions for these guys, but again, congratulations. And to everyone who participated and joined in, this was our first time doing something like this. So if you guys are tuning in out there, if you liked what you saw, we hope to do more. Jubilee, do you have any other words?
I mean, I'm absolutely astonished by this entire event and the level of athleticism, of motivation that you guys brought to everyone here watching. Hector, absolutely inspiring run. Your crew is absolutely like rock star status. So thank you so much for really pushing everybody. And Jake, absolutely just an incredible performance. If you guys take a look at live.aravaiparunning.com, you can see all of those split times, and this man never really wavered besides throwing down a couple really fast laps, but really consistent and really, really impressive. Just really curious, quick.
I also want to thank all of our commentators, Chris Warden especially, for keeping this, tying it all together and giving myself and Jubilee a break. For Noah, for Skylar, for Trent, for Jem after running, staying on. Thank you guys all for making this experience interactive for the people viewing. If you guys will have anything else to add before we close it out, feel free to jump in.
Real quick, just thank you also to every single runner who participated in this event. It was just really, really fun to watch this kind of evolve over several days, 2 days, whatever, it's fine. And to everyone who's watching, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your comments and for just kind of keeping me and, you know, all of the commentators here entertained with all of your questions. It's been really, really fun. So thank you.
Congrats, guys. I look forward to meeting you in person at a real event one day, and a real in-person event, and maybe running far behind you while I wave to your in your dust. But congrats to both of you. Good job.
Thanks.
Yeah, just quickly, just a shout out to the final two guys, Hector and Jake. Like, honestly, guys, like, you inspire us, man. Like, you inspire us. Like, I want to instantly sign up for another one of these and go the distance. Like, it didn't happen for me in this race. But yeah, like, watching you guys, and yeah, I mean, we were literally on the edge of our seats, and we were smiling because our hearts were so happy just watching you guys crush it. And we were with you, and there was like this real family kind of community thing behind this. And you know, and even Jamil put, like, you know, run for ribs, one more for ribs, you know, that's in our thoughts and our minds at the moment and in our hearts. But to three people, Chris, Jubes, and Jamil, like, and the whole Aravaipa, like, you know, like, we do love this community that you've created. And even for me, like, being all the way in Australia and not having physically done one of your events, like, quarantine sort of provided me opportunities to do the 100-miler for Aravaipa Strong and this now. And, you know, you guys have done incredible to bring the community together and, like, putting on some incredible virtual events. And this one's gone off without a hitch, really well organized and just like the rest. So, I mean, long may it continue, you know. So thank you guys. And yeah, just super, super, super proud to be a part of this community.
All right. I guess with that, we're going to close it out for the first ever Lone Mountain, and we'll see you guys next time.
Cheers.
Congrats, guys.
Okay.
All right. I ended the live stream. Thanks, everyone.
Hey, you're welcome.
Nice job, guys.
Woot woot.
Catch you later.
Everyone be safe and take care of each other.
See ya.
You, man.
Yeah.
Recover well, guys.
Bye, guys.